You've just stepped into the Mojave wasteland when you hear a guttural roar that makes your power armor feel like tinfoil. A massive creature with horns and claws the size of machetes is charging straight at you, and it can tear through steel like paper. What do? I'm going to break down what a deathclaw is, why it's humanity's worst mistake, and how to survive an encounter with Fallout's apex predator. A deathclaw isn't some random mutation caused by radiation. It's not nature adapting to the wasteland. It's humanity building its own punishment on purpose. Before the bombs dropped, the US military engineered deathclaws as a pre-war biological weapon. They took Jackson's chameleons and spliced in genetic material to create a cheap, cost-effective replacement for human troops, built for brutal, close combat work. The goal was simple: replace soldiers with monsters that could do the dirty work without questioning orders. The name itself tells you everything. Deathclaw. No poetry, no mystery, just a warning sign with teeth. These creatures were designed to be apex predators, and after the bombs fell, they escaped into the wild and became exactly what the military wanted. A killing machine that never stops, never questions, and never shows mercy. Here's what makes them so dangerous. An adult deathclaw stands over 9 feet tall, weighs around 700 pounds, and can run faster than most vehicles in the wasteland. Those claws aren't just for show. They can slice through combat armor, rip apart power armor, and tear a human in half with a single swipe. Their thick hide acts like natural armor, making small caliber weapons practically useless. And unlike raiders or super mutants, they don't need a reason to attack. They're predators doing what predators do best. The first mistake people make is not recognizing the signs before it's too late. Deathclaws are territorial, and they leave marks. If you're exploring and you see massive claw marks gouged deep into concrete or metal, that's your first warning. If you find large eggs the size of basketballs, you're in nesting territory and you need to leave immediately. A mother protecting her nest is 10 times more aggressive than a normal deathclaw. Listen to your environment. Deathclaws make distinct sounds. You'll hear a deep, rumbling growl that carries for hundreds of yards. If smaller creatures like mole rats or radroaches are fleeing in one direction, follow them. They're running from something bigger, and in the wasteland, bigger usually means deathclaw. The location matters too. Deathclaws prefer rocky terrain, quarries, and areas with caves where they can nest and ambush prey. If you're near old mining sites or canyon areas, stay alert. In the show, we see one nesting on the New Vegas Strip, which tells you something crucial. If a deathclaw can claim the most protected location in the Mojave, nowhere is actually safe. If you spot a deathclaw before it spots you, your best option is simple: don't engage. I don't care how tough you think you are or how good your weapons are. One deathclaw can kill a squad of trained Brotherhood soldiers. Your survival depends on not being seen in the first place. Use the terrain. Deathclaws are massive and fast on open ground, but they can't fit through narrow spaces. If you're near buildings, get inside and find a doorway or corridor that's too small for it to follow. If you're outdoors, look for rocky outcrops or tight passages between boulders. Their size becomes a disadvantage in confined spaces. Height is your friend. Deathclaws can't climb ladders or steep surfaces well. If you can get to a roof, a tall rock formation, or any elevated position, you buy yourself time. They'll try to circle and find another way up, which gives you options to either escape or plan your next move. Now, if you absolutely have to fight, and I mean there's no other choice, here's what you need. First, forget about anything smaller than a rifle. Pistols and SMGs won't penetrate their hide effectively. You need heavy weapons. Plasma rifles work because the energy melts through their armor. Laser rifles can work if you aim for the eyes or softer tissue. The anti-material rifle with armor-piercing rounds is one of your best bets for actual damage. Explosives are effective but dangerous. Frag grenades and mines can cripple their legs, which slows them down significantly. If you can take out a leg, you've just turned a nightmare into a manageable threat. Plasma grenades are even better because they deal both explosive and energy damage. Target the soft spots. Their hide is thick, but their eyes, throat, and belly are more vulnerable. If you're using ballistic weapons, Aim for the head or try to cripple the legs. A deathclaw that can't run is still deadly, but at least you can keep your distance. Let's talk about what actually happens in the show, because it teaches us critical survival lessons. In Alaska, Cooper Howard faces a deathclaw while stuck in malfunctioning T-45 power armor. His leg freezes. He's on his side, completely vulnerable. The deathclaw massacres Chinese soldiers in seconds, then approaches Cooper, inspects him, and spares him. This moment is crucial because it reveals something most people miss. Deathclaws aren't mindless killers. They're intelligent predators. The creature recognized Cooper's power armor, possibly from military conditioning, or it simply wasn't hungry after killing the soldiers. Either way, it made a choice, which means deathclaws can be unpredictable. In New Vegas, when Lucy encounters the deathclaw on the Strip, she walks into a situation that already went wrong. The Securitrons are destroyed, the area is abandoned, and there's a massive egg. This tells us the deathclaw didn't just wander through. It claimed the territory, nested, and drove out everything else. That's not random violence. That's an apex predator taking over an ecosystem. If you're part of a group, coordination is everything. Deathclaws focus on one target at a time. Have someone with heavy armor draw aggro, while others flank and target the legs. Concentrated fire on a single limb can cripple them, and once they're down to 3 legs, their speed advantage disappears. Use chems strategically. Psycho increases your damage resistance, which might be the difference between surviving one hit or getting torn apart. Med-X reduces incoming damage. Turbo slows your perception of time, letting you dodge attacks or aim for weak points. But don't mix too many chems at once, because addiction and withdrawal make you vulnerable in future encounters. Environmental hazards work. If you can lure a deathclaw into an area with automated turrets, still active robots, or even other hostile creatures, let them fight each other. A deathclaw will attack anything it perceives as a threat, including other wasteland predators. Here's what most people don't understand. The deathclaw isn't just a monster you fight in Fallout. It's a statement about what happens when humanity tries to weaponize nature. The military wanted a cheaper soldier, so they built a creature that could kill without questioning orders. Then the bombs fell, the labs opened, and those weapons escaped into a world with no rules. Some deathclaws in Fallout lore were given enhanced intelligence by the Enclave, making them capable of speech and reasoning. This makes them even more dangerous, because an intelligent deathclaw isn't just stronger than you, it's smarter than most people give it credit for. It can plan, set traps, and coordinate with others. The real lesson here is simple. You don't survive a deathclaw by being stronger. You survive by being smarter, faster to react, and willing to run when fighting isn't an option. Because in the wasteland, pride gets you killed, and a deathclaw doesn't care about your courage. It only cares about whether you're prey. So if you hear that growl, if you see those claw marks, if you find those eggs, remember this: the wasteland has teeth, and the deathclaw is the sharpest one out there.